Hey guys, welcome to the George Mason Virginia Tech recap here on GiantKiller.co. My name is Daniel Frank, and we'll be looking at today's game, which the Patriots fell to Virginia Tech 77-58. But by no means was this a blowout. This game was so much closer than the score reflects. Mason, they really battled in this game. They got off to a bit of a slow start. There's no doubting that. But the second quarter, they really got it in gear. They outscored Virginia Tech 21-20 in the second quarter. And yes, Virginia Tech went on a bit of a run at the end of the second quarter, but all in all, Mason was only down 10 at the half, and we're right in this game. Tech came out of halftime and really put out a good effort. Mason was a bit sluggish, wasn't quite prepared, and Tech doubled them up 20-10 in the third quarter. And that really was the defining point of the game. In terms of who was going to win or lose. Mason battled their butts off, I will say, in the fourth quarter. They outscored Tech 20-19. The biggest thing for me, I tweeted this out, but for Mason, they're right there this year. They got a couple freshmen coming in that I really think Timia played really well. Jasmine got her first game in today. She had a good game. They just got to hit some shots, man. First and third quarter, they shot 20% and 21%. Second and fourth quarter, where they outscored Virginia Tech, they shot the ball 41%, and they shot it 53%. And that's going to win you some ball games if you get some shots to go. I will say J.C. Bolton was by far the Patriots' top performer. She had 15 points and 5 boards. Alexis came off the bench, tried to take over the game and win it herself when she first came in, but settled down and got in the flow and got some big buckets. She had 12 points. Marika had 7. Tammy had 8. So overall, Mason got some balanced scoring. The one obvious point there is Nicole Cardenio-Hillary did not have her best game today. She had 6 points and 5. She did have 5 boards. She only had 4 turnovers. Mason, as a team, only had 11 turnovers, which is a significant improvement from a year ago when they were averaging closer to 18 turnovers a game. And they forced 14 from Virginia Tech. They did get out-rebounded 43-30. But a lot of those, again, came later in the game when it was a little bit more out of reach. Virginia Tech, Dana Mabry had 11, Taja Cole 11. Their top scorer was Shepard. She had 22 points, and she was a lot of the reason, especially towards the second half, of why Virginia Tech was able to put this one away. And Rivers as well, Lydia Rivers had 16 points. She had 15 boards as well. You're going to win a lot of games when you have someone putting those kinds of numbers up for you. But overall, this was not a lot of bad in terms of the feel of this game. I know the score kind of doesn't look great, but again, this was a lot closer. The bright spot, I will say, I asked Coach about this in the press conference. JC kind of jumped in and answered it. Freshman from Virginia Tech, Elizabeth Kitley, had 27 points in her collegiate debut in their opener. She was held to 8 points today. Here's what Coach and JC had to say about that in the press. From the perspective of Virginia Tech, their last game, Elizabeth Kitley, the freshman, had, I think, 27 points, and tonight she only had 8. How much was that an emphasis in practice this week?
I can answer that. It was the whole practice. No, I mean, they have such a good inside game, and if we kept them out of the paint and controlled their outside shots, we were going to have a good chance to win.
She just is going to be very, very dominant. I think she only had 2 points the second half, but unfortunately their shooters got going, and you've got an All-American in Cole. You've got one of the best shooters in the country in Mabry. What can you say about number 2? She's as good as the round overall players we'll see. But I thought the kid that really, really hurt us today was Rivers. You get so focused on everybody else, and she's just a motor energy kid. And, every time you would get somebody else stopped or you think you would have a rebound, here'd she come flying in. So they're just tough. I mean, they're very good. I'll be shocked if they finish 10th in their conference.
So moving on from this one, a lot of good positives for Mason. A lot of things to move on. Cameron Gatling as well. She had just 2 points. She had some foul trouble. Nicole also had some foul trouble. She had 4 fouls. But again, Mason's just got to take the good from this. It's a home opener, first game at home. And, it was the first game of the new season under your belt. don't have a whole lot of bad feeling about this. Virginia Tech's a very good team. They were picked 10th in the ACC, but this is by no means a 10th place team. This is a team that's going to contend in the ACC this year. So, closing thoughts. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned to GiantKiller.co for more Georgia Basin coverage this season. Thanks, guys.